You sit down at your device, you type google.com, you hit enter, and boom. Just like that, a web page appears in less than a second. It's this amazing everyday magic trick that honestly we all experience and totally take for granted, right? But here is the central question for our explainer today. What actually happened in that tiny fraction of a second in between you pressing enter and actually seeing the page pop up? Because, as we are about to uncover, you didn't just load a page. You kicked off this thrilling, entirely invisible chain reaction that literally spans the entire globe. To figure this all out, we're going to take a high-speed flight across the internet. We'll look at the millisecond magic trick, finding the right server, making the secure connection, and finally, building the final web page. Okay, let's dive into this with Section 1, the millisecond magic trick. The exact moment you type google.com into Chrome, Edge, or Firefox, your browser instantly understands that you're requesting a website. But there is a pretty massive catch here. Your computer initially has absolutely no idea where Google's actual server is located. None. Which brings us to Section 2, finding the right server. This is our first major hurdle. Before we can even ask for the web page, we have to figure out exactly where to send our request, and we're looking out at a vast sea of billions of connected devices. To solve this little mystery, your computer uses something called DNS. That stands for the Domain Name System. You can really just think of this as the Internet's master phone book. You see, computers simply don't speak in human words like google.com, they speak exclusively in numbers. So DNS is that absolutely crucial system that steps in and translates that human-friendly website name into exact computer coordinates, which we know as an IP address. So your device reaches out to a DNS server and basically just asks, hey, what is the IP address for google.com? And in an absolute flash, that server searches through its massive records and fires back the appropriate numerical address. Just like that, we finally have our destination.
Let's move to Section 3 and see how this builds, making the secure connection. We have our newly acquired IP address, and now it's actually time to make contact.
Your device connects using these totally invisible networking protocols, IP, TCP, and TLS or HTTPS. Now, without getting completely bogged down in the deep technical weeds, you can think of TCP as the delivery truck bringing the data back and forth, and TLS is this heavy-duty armored guard riding shotgun. It ensures your connection to Google is reliable and, most importantly, completely safe from anyone trying to eavesdrop.
If we were to translate that heavily encrypted HTTPS request into simple human terms, your browser is basically just tapping the server on the shoulder and saying, "Hey Google, I want this web page." That is the absolute core of the request.
What happens next is this incredible rapid-fire communication loop. Step 1, the browser sends that request out. Step 2, the server immediately processes it, figuring out exactly what resources you're going to need. And Step 3, the server shoots that data right back across the internet to your device. Keep in mind, this entire exchange is happening in the literal blink of an eye.
And this brilliantly illustrates Section 4. Building the final web page, because the data your computer just received, well, it doesn't exactly look like Google just yet. It's really just raw code. It has to be transformed into that visual website we all know and recognize.
Your browser suddenly receives this massive influx of different components, and they are all arriving simultaneously to build the page. It gets HTML, which is providing the basic structural bones of the site. It gets CSS, which dictates the appearance, the colors and the layouts. It receives JavaScript, which is going to control all the interactive behavior of the page. And at the exact same time, it is rapidly downloading all the necessary images, fonts, and other visual resources. It's a lot. So to make sense of all these scattered puzzle pieces, your computer's hardware, specifically your CPU and your GPU, they have to collaborate directly with your browser. And they are working together at absolute lightning speed, rendering those raw resources, literally painting the pixels onto your screen, and suddenly, bam, that familiar Google search bar appears right in front of you. So the next time you type a web address, I really want you to remember this. You didn't just open a simple page. No, you triggered a massive, globe-spanning chain reaction of DNS lookups, heavy-duty encryption, and rapid-fire rendering. And the crazy part is, it all happened in a matter of milliseconds.
It really puts that brief moment of waiting into perspective, doesn't it? Knowing there is this completely invisible, high-speed world working tirelessly behind your screen to bring you whatever information you want on demand. Seriously, will you ever look at a loading bar the exact same way again?